Alrighty, chat. So today we are going to be watching and reacting to a genre that I love near and dear to my heart. It is the genre of collecting, but specifically video game related collecting. Now, some people may have a shelf, like myself, of things they've collected that they love. Some people may have a closet. Some people may have a room, but this man that we're going to be watching has dedicated his entire YouTube channel to his Nintendo collection. Specifically, the video we're watching today is titled The Nintendo Room Tour 2020, longest room tour ever. So this is kind of a slightly outdated room tour of his Nintendo collection. He hasn't posted any really complete updated videos for it, but regardless, this is an insane collection. We're not watching the whole thing. It's so long. It's almost 4 hours long. There's no way we're watching the entire 4 hours. We're just gonna check out the best of the best, and basically what is my favorite. And it is by the channel titled Nintendo Collecting. So Nintendo Collecting is the one that has dedicated his entire channel to his Nintendo collection, and it is insane. And that is an understatement when you see this. It is crazy, chat. It is insane. We're going to be jumping in right now. Let's jump into it.
Welcome to the Nintendo Room 2020 Room Tour Edition. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. I've been a collector now for over a decade.
This is insane.
12 years. I actually grew up on the Sega Genesis, loved Sonic back in the day, still do today, but all of my friends would have Nintendo systems and my cousin would as well, and I would go to their place and basically have the time of my life playing Nintendo games. So then, roughly, I would say in 1998, I bought a Nintendo 64 with saved up birthday money, and then slowly but surely, this happened. Now,
this is you can't, dude. You can't just go like, one birthday I saved up money and this is what. No, dude, this is this is borderline obsession, but I'm not gonna call it that. I'll give him the respect he deserves for this extensive collection. It's insane. I told you it's insane, but it truly is an understatement to say that this is an insane collection. It is mind-boggling.
Now, why did it get this ridiculous in this 500 plus square foot room? And there is a side room behind that secret door, which I will show you
even more
at some point, sometime soon. This got a little bit ridiculous for a few things, I think. I want to re-buy back my childhood of all those great gaming experiences I either had at my friend's house or that I grew up with.
I understand the feeling. That is what I'm doing myself, is I'm just basically buying back my childhood. Essentially, like, I just got in the mail today a Nintendo DS. I didn't thrift it, I bought it, but it just brings back so many memories of gaming as a kid, you know? You get that nostalgia, and this is like nostalgia overload, to say the least. It's crazy.
I was one of those kids who would sometimes trade in my games to try and get the new system.
That is what I would do. That is the downfall of like the early to mid 2000s, is the trade-in. You want the new. You want the new as a kid, so you get rid of the old, but now that we're all older, it's like we missed the old and we don't want the new anymore. Like, I miss it all. So that's why I'm buying it back, and that's why this guy, you know, he's gone crazy with it, but I get that same feeling now.
But then eventually I started to regret that and buy back all of my games. So when I was in college,
exactly,
I decided I wanted to get all the Super Nintendo games that I missed out on. I never had a Super Nintendo. I started on the N64, and then GameCube, loved the GameCube, and then the Wii, the Wii U, and the Switch. So that's what happened and basically got me kick-started with collecting and just trying to get all those great games.
Yes.
So this room tour, I updated the display for the games. That's one of the main things. The side room I will show off as well, and there's tons of other minor little changes throughout the room to make it look even better.
I have to say this, just to be critical of this collection. While it is insane and impressive, to say the least, aesthetically, it is too much. It is like the aesthetic is just how much imagery of Mario and Zelda can we get in every square inch of this? Like it is not. It is very. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like there is no design or kind of thought put into how it's going to look. It's just put everything on a wall, essentially. So it becomes overcrowded looking. It feels like it's overcrowded and not... I keep saying the word aesthetic, but it really just feels like you're overwhelmed with like cartoon characters in a sense.
For this year, you might notice some different posters, and as well as coming down the hallway, which I'll show down the staircase in a second. If you have any questions whatsoever, obviously, feel free to comment below. I'll try and read as many as possible. Just do me a favor and put the actual question mark if you...
Just this wall alone of Nintendo 64s, it is crazy, and the GameCubes I love too, but GameCube is my favorite. But I hope he insured this room. I assume he did, but he better have, because this is in a basement too. Like, what if his basement floods or something? What if there's mold growing in this, and then what if there's rats that get in here? Like, what if a tsunami tornado rat bomb exploded in here? Like, all of this work, it's crazy. I really hope he does have this insured. But if you think about it, insuring this room isn't enough because a lot of this stuff is rare. You can't just buy it back. It gets to a point where there's stuff in here that's so rare, it's just not available. That's the thing. So let's hope he insured it for a lot of money. I'll just leave it at that. Hopefully he put the price point high, because this stuff that he has in here, the cost of it all is only going up. His investment essentially is what this is. This whole room of investment in games is just steadily increasing, especially during the last few years or so when we had the pandemic. It's just only skyrocketing in price. So let's hope he insured it.
If you're asking a question, that way I can search it and try and find it. I do have a collecting tip series called Collecting Tips 101. That is,
I like his Wind Waker
101
poster.
videos.
The only poster I like in here is the Wind Waker poster. He could have dumbed it down with the posters and the figures. I feel like the figures is what makes this room so... I don't know. I still can't put words to it, but it's like it doesn't look... It looks impressive, but it doesn't look aesthetic.
Of how you can start your own collection on a budget that I would recommend you check out. There's a link in the top right-hand corner.
Does he have every Nintendo Power?
5 years ago, and I do want to update it again at some point if I can help it. What is included in this room? Well, first of all, I can tell you that I've got a Pokewall with the entire Pokemon handheld collection and every single plush for the original generation.
Look at that. Just the top row is every Pokemon game. From the first, Red and Blue, Yellow, and then goes into Game Boy Advance, and then DS to the back, and then eventually to Switch. All through the 2DS, the 3DS.
And other knickknacks as well. Then I have a Mario wall featuring most of the main Mario game series, which is back there. I also have a Super Smash Bros. Wall featuring all the amiibo, which I will get to later in the video.
There's a bug on the wall. I had to kill it.
And then I have a Legend of Zelda wall here with my Zelda collection because it's one of my favorite series of all time. The other little section piece that I have is a Mario Kart, a real working Mario Kart. It's a lot better for children, so if I have my nephew come over or...
He better not let his nephew drive around in this room. Like, what? That's cool, though. I want a Mario Kart. Where can I get one? They're probably like thousands of dollars now.
For anyone else that's younger, they love that Mario Kart. And I have
some
posters up for Mario Kart as well. Also in this room, just to give you an overview continuation, I have the series of systems from Nintendo in order from the NES to the Super Nintendo.
Wow.
Then all the variations for the Nintendo 64.
Just look at those I mean, even the Japanese version. Wow, dude, this wall alone is only going to go up in price, especially right now. I can't imagine what just this wall alone costs. And the boxes above them too. He's got the original boxes.
And
that's crazy.
Different variations for the Nintendo GameCube, which.
Okay, this is my favorite, the GameCube for sure. The fact that he has the original boxes too, that's crazy.
Gets a lot of my love right now in terms of collecting. And then the Wii collection and the Wii U. Handheld is here, separating kind of the Wii U to the Nintendo Switch. Virtual Boy box right there.
Wow.
And then the Nintendo Switch collection is here, which has been changed dramatically since the last room tour. I also collect Nintendo Power magazines. I am missing one magazine.
Missing one? No, that must... Okay, that that hurts my OCD so bad. In his entire Nintendo Power collection, he's missing one. Ugh. My heart hurts just hearing that. Just knowing that there's one missing from this. It hurts my heart and my brain and my soul.
But because of time, I haven't been able to go through them recently yet because everything just got busy in life. So I love collecting Nintendo Power magazines. I also designed some tables. So you'll see tables throughout this video, like this NES coffee table.
That table is cool. I want that table.
There's one for Nintendo 64 and GameCube over there.
Ooh.
I also have a Wii remote table right here.
Whoa.
And even a Pokeball table over there.
Saw that.
And it's definitely time that I just show a brief glimpse of what this side room looks like in terms of the beginning of the video. Check out this soundbite for my secret door in this Billy bookcase. I do have a video up about this as well. That's wicked. So just to give you an overview of this side room.
That's cool.
And then I'll go through everything in detail after that. So this is my sealed Amiibo collection over here, as well as my World of Nintendo items that are just either duplicates or anything like that. This side room I've been slowly finishing off, but I haven't quite got around to it yet.
Oh my gosh.
Over here I've got my clothes for Nintendo that's included in this video that's never been in a room tour before, my sealed other figurines, my Sega Genesis collection from my childhood, my uncle's Intellivision collection, as well as a lot of my other doubles, and my NES coffee table, the old one that I used to have, a lot of boxes for storage, some of the board games, a Zelda collection, and all of my Pokemon cards, because I really wanted to have a space for that too. The Super Nintendo table is right here. It's something that I've been working on. I'm not done it yet, so I do have to finish this off. These buttons aren't even down yet. They're just kind of sitting here on the table for now.
That kind of freaked me out.
But I really wanted to show it off in the video, just that I've been working on it.
So those tables are custom.
To start all the box systems, we have NES on the right, then Super Nintendo on the left. They're both on Billy bookcases that I modified to be pivoting so that they can open up on this secret door, and they also are on wheels, so it's a kind of a smooth process.
That's so crazy.
Nintendo started their home consoles with the Famicom, the family computer system right here that you see displayed with two controllers.
I just thought it started with the NES. I thought, so the I didn't even know that. Okay.
Then North America got the NES.
That makes sense. So it wasn't for North America. Got it. The
Nintendo Entertainment System. Here we see it displayed with two controllers and the Super Mario Bros. Original. That game is so wonderful. I play that all the time still, and I try and speedrun it, and I'm not very good. I can't even get sub 5 minutes yet, but it's still a great time, and it's never been easier to speedrun this game, especially if you have it on Nintendo Switch Online, or if you have the NES Classic Edition up here. So I do have two of them, one sealed, one open that I am using, and then I have the Famicom Mini here as well. They have 30 games on them, but to be honest, you can just use the Switch Online, and it's just as good for the most part. It's not all the exact same games. Then the NES had a console remodel. So we have the control deck here, is what it's called, and that one, sometimes people call it the NES Mini, sometimes the dog bone controller right here. That's really, really a cool controller. Now, the buttons are a little bit different, but if I were to game, I like this one, just the buttons feel a little bit farther apart, so a lot of my other friends who are into speedrunning say they don't like using that controller, they prefer the NES Classic controller. I just think it's a really cool, unique item and piece of Nintendo history. This one is probably one of the rarer ones to find. It's not that often that you can kind of see it in the wild, especially. I have some accessories here
Little
with
robot.
this action set, including Rob the Robot, which is new for this room tour. Now, Rob the Robot is something I would love to get the big box for, because there is a deluxe set that comes for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I just don't have that yet, but I would love to add that to my collection at some point. Just Rob is so expensive. I found him locally with all of his accessories, and even the baggies and the instructions, so that was really cool. What Nintendo room doesn't have Rob the Robot, not just the amiibo? Then down here we have a power pad,
the OG amiibo,
in the box, NES controllers, an NES Satellite, and NES 4-score. And we also have a deluxe joystick controller here, and a few other accessories for the NES. Moving over to the Super Nintendo, it started with the Famicom, which you are seeing here. Now, the Famicom is actually the Super Famicom, and this box design just blows the one out of the water, I think, for North America. I really like the color scheme on this. The Famicom had the colored buttons as well. All 4 buttons, though, are kind of like, they're convex, I want to say, and then on the Super Nintendo we had 2 convex and 2 concave, I believe. So I prefer, and a lot of other people do prefer, trying to use the controller that's actually from North America. Just, I don't know, it's just a preference basically with speedrunning, but let me know what you think. So on the Super Nintendo, we had this Classic Edition that was released, basically, of it. This is the Donkey Kong one. What I mean by Classic Edition, just the original release of the Super Nintendo, because it was also remodeled to be the control deck, which is a mini Super Nintendo that is here. So I do have them displayed. Other than the Super Nintendo, it just wouldn't fit beside the box, because the box that I kept is huge. I also have this box here, which is the original release, I guess, in North America. We do have the mini versions of these systems in North America and in Japan. Again, I have one opened and one sealed. Again, if you want to play on the Switch online, it's very similar, just not all of the games from the Classic Edition of these systems has made it to Switch Online quite yet, so just keep that in mind. I have an in-box controller over here. Then I have the Super Game Boy, which is great for playing a lot of your handheld games in color, and down here is the Super Scope.
Okay, so we're going to be focusing, I'm just kind of preparing here. So I think we'll watch Nintendo 64, not going to dive too deep into controllers, but we'll do that. And then GameCube for sure. And then after we'll kind of go from there. But definitely these 2 sections here I want to check out. This is crazy.
Back to the Nintendo
this is insane.
64. This is
God.
my first pride and joy for Nintendo.
That's
and
crazy.
It's probably one of the things that got me into basically making more and more YouTube videos. Trying to collect all the different color variations, especially these 6 fantastic series of consoles, was a lot of fun. There's a tremendous amount of different color variations with Nintendo consoles, particularly on the N64 and the GameCube. And the Switch seems to be having more and more, especially with the docks and the Joy-Con colors too. So I like Nintendo for this, having the different color variations. It makes it seem more fun, makes it seem like it's a toy, which it is. So the system itself started with this one, the charcoal black edition of the Nintendo 64 World.
So that's what I understood about the N64 and why people love collecting it so much, is that it was kind of the first console to have these different variations, extensive, creative, different variations. So it lends itself to be more collectible, to like collect all the different variations. And so with that, it was kind of cool to, get a different style of console other than the like charcoal gray here.
Wide. I do have behind that the Japanese release, which is a little bit hard to see, but you can see the box right back there as well. I don't like doubling up on box systems. And I also try to face out...
I don't like doubling up on boxed systems. Okay. I guess you mean by the variation and not general systems? Because you kind of... you didn't just double up on the N64, dude. Yeah, I don't know what the word is for like you 100x'd this system essentially.
As much as possible. So I have all the systems here facing out, which takes up a lot.
I don't like doubling up on systems, says this guy. Wow, that's just funny.
Lot of space, but it looks kind of cool in my opinion, especially having the consoles
It does,
and the controllers
yeah.
right beside them. So
It
it
does.
started with that black charcoal edition. We also have the gold edition of the Nintendo
Ooh.
64, which
Gold.
was released in Japan and also at Toys R Us. This is the more expensive
Wow.
edition that has the 2-pack with both controllers. It is crazy expensive if you can find it on eBay. And not only was that there the gold version of that, there was also the factory sealed edition of the controller.
Wow.
Mine's not in great shape. Over time, these blister packs is what they are called. They sometimes crack and crease and have some damage to them.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen, but I'm okay with it. Some people are getting them graded and actually get them factory sealed, I guess, twice, because they already are, and then they get them graded as well. So you will see the entire series of those blister packs on the side there that are quite expensive over time as well.
That's crazy.
So North America, we've got that charcoal black, then the gold, and also in North America, we have the Pikachu Nintendo 64 set. This thing is cool. So it's two-tone. It's got a yellow back and a blue front with the Pokeball power button. It also has a reset button as Pikachu's foot. And I like the controller here as well. The design is still two-tone. It also comes with some other accessories here in the box. There was this one in North America, and there was 3 other Pikachu variations worldwide, which I will get to in a moment. I just want to stick with the North American releases.
And
so
he's
we've
got them
those
all.
3, the black, the gold, the Pikachu, and then we have the 6 Fantastic Series sets here. The most common one is Jungle Green.
Wow.
I think Jungle Green's the most common because not only was it released as part of this Fantastic series, as you see here, it was also released
Fantastic.
as this...
Is that anything more 90s hearing funtastic as an actual like type of thing? I mean, these were released, you think about just the boxes. Finding this stuff is crazy in itself, being from the 90s, but the boxes, just finding the boxes is so hard because it's cardboard. You don't care about the boxes back then. That's why this stuff is so collectible, is because they just didn't, collecting wasn't a thing. Collecting video games wasn't a thing, especially keeping the boxes. So finding this stuff is like kind of crazy. Just all the boxes, not just a box, not just a boxed Nintendo 64. It's all of them. All of them. Every single version. That's crazy. I know it does look cool, Shadow. It looks crazy. It looks cool. I like the N64 shelf because they're all very vibrant
Donkey
and
Kong
colorful.
64 set. This is the exact one that I wanted to get originally back in 1998 or so. I remember trying to go to Costco. I was told they had it in stock. This is before there was popular internet. You could check stock online and everything like that. But when we went in, they were sold out, which caused me to go buy this specific Nintendo 64 right here, used without the box, with the controller eventually. I actually bought Super Mario 64 and Star Fox 64 before I even found the system because they were sold out, so I had to wait another week.
Wow.
Anyways, this is the most common Fantastic Nintendo 64, probably because of that fact. It was released as both different variations. This Zelda controller, by the way, is not official. It was painted for me, so that looks really cool. And by the way, any of the display stands you see throughout this video, so these kind of display stands right here for the Nintendo 64, and all of them, for all of my controllers.
Oh my god, those wave birds! Ooh! Ooh, wave birds.
We're supplied by Rose Colored Gaming. Check them out if you would like. They have fantastic variations of stands for all different types of systems and controllers. So thank you so much to them, and I really appreciate it. They make my collection look a lot better this time around, especially with all those stands for all of those controllers. Jungle Green, most common. Above that one, we've got the Watermelon Red.
Wow.
This is probably one of
cool.
the harder to find systems in the box in North America. It's definitely the hardest to find Watermelon factory sealed controller. Previously,
but
there
he's
was
got
only
it.
maybe 2 or 3 of them in existence that, you know, were in the collector's hands. But I think we're up to 5 or 6 of them out there. That controller alone
5
can
or
sell for,
6?
I mean, probably $1,000 and up.
$1,000 for this for just this. This is $1,000. What? Oh, God. Wow. Hopefully you didn't pay that much for this controller. Hopefully you got it at a good price. But I can only imagine this controller costs even more now. It can only cost more. That's the thing about this collection being 2020. This entire thing can only cost more than whatever price he says. The games alone have skyrocketed like crazy, so...
A lot of the collection that I have here, I paid a fraction of the price because I got them locally for the most part,
yes.
And I also collected them
many
years ago. So for almost every single one of these box systems, I paid $100 or less, even though some of them are worth 5 to 10 times that.
$100 or less. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. His collection addiction sure has paid off in terms of profit value.
Which is crazy. Jungle Green, Watermelon Red, Christmas colors looking kind of really neat.
Yeah.
And beside that, we have Ice Blue.
That looks
cool. To me,
cool.
This is the second most common Fantastic Series system. So Ice Blue looks really cool. It does have its matching controller. Below that, though, is Grape Purple.
Ooh.
Now, a really cool story about this
Yummy.
one. This is one of the systems that I bought on eBay, and when I bought it on eBay, they said, bonus, comes with an extra controller. When they shipped it to me, and this was, I think, 8 or 9 years ago, they sent this factory-sealed blister pack controller, and then it started, basically.
They sent it. Wow, they said extra controller, but literally brand new sealed. That's crazy.
I was like, all right, I'm going to go after every single blister pack controller. This one's in pretty good condition, but look at my Ice Blue. It's got all these rips and tears on it, and there's nothing I can do to really stop that. I don't really want to rebuy it and switch it out at this point, so cool that I got a free blister pack controller, and then that started me trying to get all of them, and it took me a few years to get all of them. So we have the Grape Purple, the Ice Blue, and then we also have the
last
Pikachu
two version
here, which is Fire Orange, one of my favorites. Reminds me of Halloween combined with Smoke Black.
Ooh.
Now, I think the Smoke Black one is a little bit harder to find as well. You can let me know what your thoughts are on the rarity of these systems in order, especially of the Fantastic series. I just don't think that many people wanted a clear black system. If they could buy one that's see-through, they probably wanted a cooler color, but it depends on the person and the
individual. That makes sense.
Down here, I have a Nintendo 64. This is to display or use cartridges. A lot of people were telling me, hey, I used to have that when I was growing up, so it's kind of cool to see that. I don't have any controllers in that right now.
That's kind of cool.
I also have different accessories down here for Japan. So we have different things like Answer Pack, the Expansion Pack, the AC Adapter, and so forth as part of those accessories to transition into the Japanese systems. So not only were there the Fantastic series released in North America, but in Japan, and some of them in Australia, but not all of them, we had them just in a different box. So here is the Smoke Black system, but it's actually called Clear Black.
Wow.
So this Clear Black system is the exact same as Smoke, and it's sometimes a little bit less expensive if you can find it in the box. I'm kind of out of the realm of pricing for that, so I really need a new pricing guide for all the N64 systems.
I wonder, I mean, this can be looked up easily, but I wonder if N64 is region-free? Off the top of my head, I don't think it is. So, like, he can't play, like, he has to play Japanese versions of games on those Nintendo 64s that are from Japan. Like, he can't play American versions of games, which kind of sucks. I believe that's right, but as time goes on, like I think even the Game Boy maybe doesn't have that, or does? I can't remember. But yeah, I hope well, I guess for display purposes, it's cool, but he needs Japanese games to play on those consoles to even play them.
The Grape Purple was also released as Midnight Blue. What a cool name here for Midnight Blue. Let me just take the box out.
That's dope.
I love the style packaging for these two. Looks cool. Midnight Blue is a perfect name for that, even though it's probably closer to Grape Purple than anything.
Yeah.
So those are not different variations. So what we're looking at so far is the 9 different variations from North America. You've got the 6 Fantastic series.
Wow.
Then you have the Pikachu one, the Gold, and the Black. So 9 released in North America. Now, the one that was released in North America has kind of a partner in Japan over here, but you can see that they're different colors of blue. That's really the only notable difference. Also in North America, the games will play North American games, but in Japan, they play different games. They can play different console variations, or they can play different game variations from different regions of the world. All you have to do is a soft mod on your system, but that requires cutting a little bit of the plastic in your North American system, just as a heads up.
Okay.
So in Japan, you have...
So that makes sense. So he can play, but you have to kind of like mod it yourself or whatever. That makes sense. That makes sense.
This blue system here, and then you also have the orange Pikachu edition, which I think looks really unique, but I don't think it looks as Pokemon as the blue and the yellow one. So that one's kind of really cool.
Doesn't
as well.
look as Pokemon. How does it not? It's like a Charizard almost. It's like not, well, kind of. It's like a, you know, maybe. See, like, look at the color of Charizard on here. It's kind of like a Charizard N64. Come on, man.
PAL regions, we have this battle set. So this one's actually not exclusive to
battle
Japan.
set.
It's exclusive to PAL. PAL meaning Australia and Europe, from my understanding.
Oh,
this is called the battle set. This one has the exact same footprint as the normal Nintendo 64, as opposed to the Pikachu ones, which are a little bit wider. It just has different decals on it. They're not really stickers, they're actually on the system, and this one is two-toned. The controller is the exact same opposite two-tone as the one in North America. So this one's
like
yellow
stickers
blue
on
the
there.
back, as opposed to the one in North America, which is blue on front and yellow at the back.
Interesting.
Okay, so that's so far 12 different systems. The final 4 building up in rarity. We have the blue and white, sometimes called the clear blue and clear white console. This one is a little bit different in the fact that this cover right here is gray, not blue like the one it is for the ice blue system. And also the bottom of the controller and the system is white. I do see this controller sold even in North America, sometimes imported, but it is not the actual ice blue controller with the white on the bottom. It still looks really cool. We have a Hori mini pad over here, which are really popular with speedrunners. That one's actually ocean blue in the box, brand new. And this one is the red one. I'm not sure what it's called. Red and white for the Hori mini pads. They were released kind of more recently, and they have the exact, not from Hori, but they have a very, very similar design that's really popular right now. But the originals, so cool, they're just not great if you have huge hands.
Oh.
The 14th system is the clear red system. It does say clear red right here, so that's where I'm getting the name from. The other one was called clear blue, which is where I'm getting the name from right here, actually written in English.
Yes.
So same thing. This one is the watermelon red system, but with a white base, same as the controller as well. Now, the 2 rarest Nintendo 64 systems are right here. We have the Jusco 30th anniversary, and then we have the Daiei Hawks. I don't know how to pronounce it. I usually pronounce it wrong. I've been practicing, but the orange and black system, it's debatable which one is rarer of these two. In my opinion, I think the Daiei Hawks is probably a little bit more common now. This system is a different orange on the front, and it is a black on the bottom. You can see it right here. Now, that is a see-through black, but it's different than the smoke black for the Fantastic series, and the orange is different than fire. Now, a popular thing with these consoles is it does have some whitening here with the plastic. Just the way it was formed, there's no getting around that, especially on the system. So if you see that, it's very, very common with these systems.
No.
The Jusco 30th anniversary is, again, slightly different to the smoke. I can tell the difference between this one and the smoke black system, but it's a very small difference. The bottom of this is also white. The white matches the systems. It looks like it matches the systems for the clear red and the clear blue. This one was only released in Jusco stores as celebration of their 30th anniversary, which you see their logo up there, making it a very limited release. So those are the 16 different color variations of the Nintendo 64, but there are at least 2 other editions. One's called the Lawson and one is called the ANA, but it's the exact same system as the black. The only thing different is this little jumper cable. That's it. Everything else is the exact same otherwise.
What? All right.
Okay, continuing on, we have accessories beside all of these systems, also in factory sealed blister packs. We have the expansion pack that's right here.
Okay. Am I gonna go through the Accessories. Nah, we can skip the N64 accessories. We'll just jump right into GameCube, I think.
Let me know what's your favorite color of all these variations, and also, which one would you think that you would want to game on, or which one do you remember gaming on the most, either at your own house or at your friend's house or anything like that? For me, it was probably the jungle green and the normal one as much as possible. I think one of my friends had the Pikachu edition, but I don't remember it that clearly anymore.
I would pick the Pikachu, either the orange or the blue. I think I'd do the blue, I guess the classic in the top right. As in, if I were to get an N64 like now and experience the gaming on an N64 now, but yeah, that intrigues me the most.
Anymore. Just so many cool different colors for the Nintendo 64. Moving on from the 16 different color variations of the Nintendo 64 to 16 GameCubes.
This is my favorite. This is mine. This is my favorite GameCube. Let's do it.
Now, a lot of these GameCubes are duplicates. I collect the face plates as well as the box systems.
Wow.
There's actually more than this that's out there. I'm missing a few of them. Let me know if you can see which ones I'm missing before I mention whatever I need to get later. So 2020 for me for GameCube collecting has been insane. This console's so nostalgic for me. My wife and I both grew up with the Nintendo GameCube. So
Same
I really
for
liked
me.
collecting the systems this year, playing the games and collecting the games. Some of the consoles I've never really talked about in the video before either, which I need to get to. Let's start with North America first. So in North America, we had the Jet Black system here. The console also had a matching controller that had a variation of the blister pack that you can see back there. And there's also the Game Boy player that goes onto the bottom of the system.
I need to get one of those. I need to get the Game Boy player, the Game Boy disc, but they're expensive now. I mean, I expect them to only go up in price, but I need to get those for sure.
That you can see back there as well.
For my setup.
So there's many different colors of the Game Boy players that I'll get to,
Wow.
but we have the one for the black system in North America. Now, next up is the silver console, sometimes called Platinum. Platinum Silver, if you will. Also has its own matching controller, and back there is the matching GameCube adapter. I'm almost out of room for the Nintendo GameCube if you haven't noticed. So that hopefully will happen next year's room tour. I'll have more room for this kind of stuff. The third system in North America is the Indigo System. A lot of people call this purple or blue. Depends on your preference, I guess. So this one has a factory sealed controller, and this one is a solid blue on both sides, but there is one that was released in North America that was blue on the front but clear on the back.
This is the one I had. I had the Indigo. I had the Indigo GameCube. I got it for Christmas. My grandmother got it for me. I still remember. It's exciting times. Exciting times.
So that one is taking us down to here. So this is another
Wow.
one released over here in North America. This is called the Gale of Darkness Super Pack.
Wow.
This one did come with its own face cover right here. So I'm talking about these nameplates. This one is not removable.
Oh.
Usually, when you open up a system, let me try and show you right now.
Yeah,
So
you can
when
remove
open
the
up a
top
Nintendo
faceplate.
GameCube, there are these little clasps that you can use to take out the jewel. This one does not have it because it's one of the original released systems. Same thing with the Gale of Darkness, but this one should have it. So let me take a look at this silver one. This one doesn't have it either, so you'll have to check your consoles and see
This
which
one
ones
doesn't
do.
have it.
Now, one that I know for sure that has it over here is this Donkey Konga one. So let me just put this down on the table and show you what I'm talking about. So underneath this system, you can see right here these two little clasps right there.
Yeah.
You would just use your fingers to hold this, basically. And after you do that, this jewel will pop out. So that's something a lot of people don't know. There's a lot of these collectible jewels that you can get. There were none really released in North America. Most of them are available in Europe or in Japan, like this Donkey Konga one, which I will get to later. Okay, so in North America, we got this Gale of Darkness, Pokemon XD. This is a unique system, kind of, because of this different variation right here. Same thing as the Lawson for the N64 and the ANA. Is this really a different system variation? Kind of. So I wanted to get this one because the price was right, and it was available in North America.
So you're basically just like paying for the faceplate. There's only a few GameCubes I saw on his shelf that are like actual specific like unique colors, But it seems like a silver, indigo, and black are the main colors, and it's like the face plates and the box, like especially for the boxes, it's just the like on the right side there with the Pokemon XD, like it's just a slip cover over the original box. So like there's the box and then there's that slip cover, and it's not a unique box. It's just something that covers the box, if that makes sense.
This one did come with a normal controller, but this is the one that I was talking about that is two tones. So you have the clear on the back and clear blue on the front. And the other thing that was released in North America was the Spice Orange, but we only got the controller.
That looks cool.
We only got this controller right here. This transitions us into Japan. So Japan actually got the system for Spice. This is one of my favorite GameCube variations in terms of color.
It looks
I really
cool,
like
yeah.
this one. I think it's cool. I wish it came out over here. I don't know why it didn't come out over here. And actually, when Nintendo announced the GameCube, they also had like a pink variation that never really saw the light of day or was released. But we did get something that was similar, which I'll talk about in a second. Just to touch back on those factory sealed controllers, I do have the Spice Orange one from North America, the Jet Blue, then we have the Platinum and the Black, and there's also two Wavebirds that come factory sealed in blister packs, which I don't have yet. They're on my wanted list. So we've got the 4 from North America, then we have the 1, that's the Spice Orange so far from Japan. Also from Japan is this Starlight Gold system right here.
That looks cool.
The Starlight Gold system looks so similar to the Platinum color. If you're looking at an image of it, when they're side by side, you can definitely tell, but just looking at a quick image of it alone, it's sometimes hard to see what you're dealing with. This is
looks
one of
like
the
a
harder to
Zelda
find GameCubes. It was exclusive to Japan, and for that reason, it's a bit more money than most of the other systems, especially not the special edition systems. There's one more that is a plain solid color release, and that one is the white one from PAL Regions, and I don't have it yet. I really want to import it.
White
There's a Smash
one.
Mario Football, otherwise known as Mario Strikers in North America edition, that I really want to get. So if you're in Europe and you can help me out find that system, that would be so cool. I've been looking for it for a long time for a reasonable price. Shipping always gets me. It's just
A white one. That's interesting. It's so cluttery. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's cluttered. His whole like basement down here, the whole room, it does feel too cluttered. It's like it needs more like not like organization. It's pretty organized, but yeah, it does feel pretty cluttered. It feels almost claustrophobic, kind of.
crazy. Okay, sticking with Japan.
That red
we now
one.
have
Ooh.
some really cool variations of the systems. So this one
cool.
down here is called Chars Customized Box. This one is from Gundam. If you know the Gundam series, this is kind of like that pink console that I was talking about that was never released.
That looks
this
cool.
one not only comes with a controller and a system, this is actually two-tone, and it's really hard to tell. So let me just put this down. This is the only system that has a different front faceplate for where you plug in all of the controllers. All of the other systems have this as gray, but this one has it as black. Not only that, but the system itself does have two colors on it, and it's hard to see, maybe not the system, but at least the controller does. I always thought the system was two-color. I was probably just thinking of the fact that it's black on that one side. So let me show you the controller and how it's actually a two-tone controller. Right here, you can see the front of it is a certain type of, I want to call it red-pink, and the back is more of like a ruby red. So it is a two-tone controller color, and it is extremely rare and hard to find. There's also a Wavebird edition of this that has been released, which is available up here, which is actually the rarest
He's
Nintendo
got it, wow.
controller, I would say. The rarest Nintendo controller in terms of the Wavebirds.
Look at that behind it. There's a
that's
there's a whole keyboard. Do you see that behind it? It's a GameCube controller that's an entire keyboard. Why would you ever need that? Huh? Was that released by Nintendo, or is that like a mod done by like a third party? Interesting. Maybe he'll explain it.
definitely the rarest one. It does have a box here from Club Nintendo, and it's very,
He's got the
very hard to
boxes
find.
too. The fact that he has the boxes for all these rare controllers and consoles, that's crazy. Just having the boxes. Oh.
Okay, sticking with the ones from Japan. By the way, this one even has a figurine in it, which is so cool. There's the figurine back there that you can kind of see.
That's cool.
Next up is the Tales of Symphonia pack. This
that one looks cool.
Game Boy player as well, unique color.
Why is it showing the game upside down? Why is it? That's not how you put in a game for the GameCube. Why is it upside down? That kind of okay. My OCD is going crazy with that. Why is it upside down? Is that the Game Boy player? Is that for the game? What? I don't. The Game Boy player disc doesn't do that either. It's like the other. Why is it flipped? Ugh, why is it flipped in the image? Why?
And it comes with the game. I don't have room, like I said, to display it beside it, so I do have it up here. This is the green one that I'm talking about.
That looks really cool.
There is the Game Boy player right back there. Again,
it's like a
I need more
cream.
Room. Running
cream
out of
color.
room in this giant Nintendo room, thus the room expansion. Hopefully I can expand into there once I finish the ceiling and the floor and everything like that. So that's a really cool system. I got that this year.
Wow.
Also in Japan is this Hanshin Tigers. Champions from 2003, I want to say. Yeah, 2003. It even says it on the box. So this is such a cool system. I do have an unboxing video up of most of these, by the way. This one has pinstripes for the baseball team when they won the championship in 2003. So this controller is black, but it does have the Hanshin Tigers logo right here. It even comes with a jersey. Mine even came in a bag. This is a ridiculously cool set, and I love the theme of this system.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Next up, I believe this one is from the PAL regions. Both of these are from the PAL regions. So this is a Metal Gear Solid, the Twin Snakes Premium Package. This one comes with just this right here, the Foxhound faceplate, and a normal controller, normal platinum silver controller. But then the Resident Evil system, I'm quite certain this was also exclusive to PAL. And this one was released with its own unique controller. So this one does have this little decal on the top that's on the controller itself. It's not a sticker. That one says it's pre-owned for $24.99. I found that one locally, even though it was imported, which is so cool. Now, I think the Foxhound system, did I misspeak? Did I say this is from Europe? It's definitely from Japan. You can see on the bottom of the system, it even says JPN down there. So this one is unique to Japan. This one is unique to PAL regions. I don't think we ever saw this in North America. Okay, next up is the Donkey Kong set that's all the way down here. This one was for Donkey Konga. Now it looks like a platinum silver system, but top right corner, it also includes this specialized jewel that I've been mentioning. So that system is this one right here. Just the same system as the platinum silver, just a different jewel. So that leads me into all the different jewels that I have. I also have one for Pokemon. This one is a different one than the XD. This one looks like it's more like for a Pokemon Colosseum, maybe? Again, the text is in Japanese. This is 2003 from Game Freak. So this is a really cool one as well. Pokemon Colosseum was a game on the GameCube. Then up here we have a Metroid Prime one. This one did have a box variation that I don't have the box for it yet. Again, I think this one is from the PAL region. Then the last two that I haven't mentioned yet are for Mario Kart. This is one of my favorite ones because Double Dash is a game my wife...
Bro, there's a spider right there, dude! There's a spider! Ew, kill it! Kill the spider, dude! Please! Oh no, please. No, that's gonna... Oh no.
Wife and I play all the time still to this day. We are so competitive with the game. It's a lot of fun playing some Double Dash. Multiplayer. Did you know you could play 16-player Double Dash?
It's just chilling. My webcam's covering it, but...
If you just basically chain GameCubes together locally, it's crazy. 16 people Double Dash. I want to do that once we're finally out of this ridiculous hazard of 2020.
Yes.
Next up is this Mario Kart one.
He's just letting the... And here is my collectible spider that chills and collects all the dust for the GameCubes that I have here. Shadow. Nuh-uh. He was just chilling. Let's see if the spider's still chilling there.
That was
That's funny.
Just arrived, literally. I didn't have it at the start of this video. My wife said it arrived, and I ran and I put this in the video. So at the beginning of this room tour, if you click back, when I was showing off everything, that was not in the video. So brand new,
gone.
fresh.
I think it's gone.
This. I just added this into another platinum system, basically. So that...
He lives to see another day. The spider lives to see another day.
That's everything I have for the different variations of the faceplates and the systems, but I
Wow.
do have a few other boxed systems. So down here I have the Mario Party 7 bonus set. It's just a normal jet black system with 2 controllers and the game. And then I have this Twin Pack Plus down here. The reason why I have this is exclusively because it comes with a clear controller. This is the only way to get the clear controller for the Nintendo GameCube. Most people never knew this existed. This is probably one of the items on the system that a lot of people have never ever seen before, which is such a cool little item right down here. Other controllers that I don't think I've mentioned or discussed yet, I will get to at the top here. So up here we have the Emerald Blue or Emerald Green controller. Another one that I wish came out in North America. It's one of my favorite variations of color. It pairs really nicely with the Spice Orange when you're gaming. Just a comment, by the way.
For controllers, for what I have, that looks really cool. I like that color. I have the silver. I have them all laid out on my media center, but I have the normal silver, the black, the indigo, and then I have the Smash Bros. Melee controller where it has the little icon in the middle for Smash Brothers Melee. I don't have any Wavebirds. I guess that's on my list too. But wired controllers I have no issue with. I mean, the wires that they have for them are so long that it's just like, unless you're sitting like 20 feet or 10 feet to 20 feet away from your TV, like it's no problem. But yeah, that's what I got as in terms of controllers. I don't got these cool colors. I wish I had all these colored ones.
So this controller was released in Japan in the box right down here. So from Japan, we have the box variations of the Emerald Green, the Spice Orange, the Jet Black, Platinum Silver.
He's got the boxes for the... Wow, that's crazy.
Indigo, or, you know, I think it's called Indigo, yeah. And then we also have the Indigo and the clear controller, and then the white controller. So this one has a much longer cord. I have one of these factory sealed, and the prices for it have been going up a lot. The controller cord is so long on this controller, that's why a lot of people want to pick that one up. Here's 2 more box variations from, I believe, PAL regions, so blue, and another one, I'm not sure what color this is, it's orange. So that one's a different box color, orange, but it doesn't say so on the side of the box. I just ran out of room again. Then up here we have the boxes for other controllers, including the Mario controller from Club Nintendo. This is actually produced by Nintendo. Many companies like Hori and PDP have been releasing their own variations of those controllers, but they're kind of knockoffs to me. This is the original. This one has blue on the back and red on the front. It was available in Europe in this Mario limited edition box. But then in Japan, it was available in this one, and it never came out in North America. It has the Club Nintendo logo right there. The gene print on the side of this is really cool. This is Mario Gene's colors. This is Luigi's gene colors for Luigi's controller. And this one is Wario's genes for that one up there.
No love for Waluigi? I mean, come on now. Wario? No Waluigi. Come on. Man. Sag.
So this one is blue and green, but Wario's is purple and yellow. So Luigi's looks like this right here with the Club Nintendo logo, and then Wario down here looks really cool as well. I can't believe purple box packaging looks so neat. These are very expensive. The Wario one in particular in the box is crazy hard to find and very expensive. There's also the Club Nintendo controller right here. This is the Wavebird. So that's the Wavebird up there for it. This one has blue on the back. So it's a really light blue, basically.
Well, I like those colors. Wavebirds, for those that don't know, they're wireless, essentially. They use a receiver that you plug into the port for the controller. So it's a wireless GameCube controller. And they're, from what I've heard, they're like really good. They're not, they're not that... you kind of, back in these days, like, wireless was kind of, but, like, from what I've heard, they're pretty good for Wavebird. I mean, people wouldn't want them if they're not as good as people say they are, so.
For Club Nintendo. This controller is also released not as a Wavebird. That is on my wanted list. It's been on my wanted list for 7 years, probably.
Wow.
And the prices keep going up and up and up. So I
That
really
keyboard-
need to get around getting that, hopefully in 2021.
I want to know the story behind the keyboard, behind it, the GameCube controller keyboard. It's so long. It's a wide boy. It's a wide boy. A V wide boy.
After the Club Nintendo controller is the Gundam Chars Customized Controller.
Oh, yeah.
This is the rarest Nintendo item that I have that's officially announced how many numbers were released. I think. I'm pretty sure. This is one of 1,000, making it the rarest GameCube controller, the rarest variation probably out there that I will ever get my hands on. One of the 1,000 is very limited, especially considering it was imported from Japan.
One of 1,000. That's crazy.
So this one does match the system that I mentioned previously. It is two-tone, except the receiver that plugs into the console on your GameCube, it's the exact same gray receiver that it is for the other Wavebirds. So I thought it would be a unique receiver, at least it might be like red themed or anything like that, but it's not. So just keep that in mind. Such a cool color variation, and the controller that came with the system does match it as well. Just to give you one more look, let me just grab this and bring it down next to the system, because really, this set together is where it's at. This is so cool to have in my collection, and I really have tried gaming on this before, but of course it only plays Japanese games, and I only have one or two of those. So really, really unique, and there's the two-tone there that I said.
Yeah, so GameCube too, yeah, they're region restricted, so he can't play unless you know, like he said, unless you were to mod your GameCube in some way, then yeah, you have to play Japanese versions of games or exclusive games to Japan.
All right, after the Wavebird controllers, the two special edition releases, I should probably talk about the normal releases. We have the Platinum one, and we also have the Gray one. Those two were released in North America in blister packs. In Japan, they did have a box for them, so this is one of the boxes from Japan. I believe this is for the Platinum Silver one. I don't have the Gray box yet. And in Europe, if you're from there or Australia, let me know what Wavebirds released over there. I think that's all four of them in the world.
Wow.
After those, we have some special Super Smash Bros. Edition controllers.
I have the one on the left, use my mouse. I have this one. This is the one I got. I don't know if it's specifically, like, it may have been released later. No, I think this is the one that was released later for, like, the Wii, if I'm not mistaken. But I think these are original. I guess he'll explain it probably, but I think I'm right on that. But I have this one. It looks cool.
So here are a few of them. I think these might be better on the Super Smash Bros. Wall that I have. I just wanted to put them also with all the GameCube controllers because they're different GameCube variations.
Yeah.
So we have three different ones here. From my understanding, these two are for the Wii U. They have this logo that kind of looks like it's on fire. And then we have the one for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate that was released for the Nintendo Switch, which is this one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it is for the Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Here. So Smash Brothers controllers, there's a lot of other ones that are third-party, like I mentioned
Still
previously,
dope.
like PDP and Hori, but these are the official ones made by Nintendo. So you have two black and one in white, which is pretty neat. All right, next up is the GameCube adapters that I did mention already. So you have orange, platinum, blue, and then you also have jet black. However, there's all the different variations of colors for those that match the systems unique to Japan. So the one for Gundam Char is...
Okay, we don't need to go into adapters and whatnot for that. Oh, is he going to explain that, the controller in the back? Oh, I think he is. Here, I want to skip to that part.
Way. So that should be everything for the Nintendo GameCube that I have in my collection, except I haven't mentioned the giant controller back here that's kind of just been waiting.
Oh
now,
my
this
god.
giant controller is...
Look at that big boy. Oh my god. Imagine holding that as a controller. What? That's an entire keyboard. Why would you need that?
ASCII. It was available for Phantasy Star Online. You can use it like a regular controller. There are two inputs on this controller to plug into your system. One is for the controller itself, and I think one is for the keyboard. So you do take up two different things. If you just want to use it as a controller, apparently, you just plug in one of them. Now, since I've tested this year again, it's not working anymore. So I'm wondering if I can
No.
get this back working. Otherwise, I
even
do want to
work.
get this complete in box working. It would be hilarious to show up to a Smash Brothers tournament with this as your playable controller. I just think that would be pretty ridiculous. I wonder if someone can get that working on a PC if they haven't already. Another thing that I want to mention is above the Nintendo GameCube, I do have this sign. This one is also from Rose Colored Gaming. I have...
Okay, we don't need to go into the sign. We can skip the Wii. We'll just look at maybe Handhelds, maybe? How long is Handhelds? Handhelds not that long. We'll go to Handhelds. And that's the most interesting to me. Okay, let's go to Handhelds. I just want the older Handhelds, to be honest. I don't care about the 2DS and 3DSs. I just want the old Handhelds.
Starting this off, we have the Game & Watch. I have the Game & Watch Ball and also the Game & Watch Super Mario Bros. That just came out this year. But I also have a Donkey Kong too. This is from my cousins. My aunt actually gave this to me. It doesn't have the box or anything. It's just authentic and it's so cool. I haven't collected the Game & Watches yet. It's just
an OG.
In the future maybe. Once I run out of other things to collect, I'll get into the Game & Watches. It's not that nostalgic for me because I never played those growing up. However, the Game Boy is next. Now, this was purchased for me by Jordan. So thanks again, Jordan. This is the original brick.
Thanks, Jordan.
This is the Game Boy original, and it only had 2 colors. Tetris was the main game that came with this. Hours were spent, batteries gone and lost playing on this system.
Bruh, you didn't have the rechargeable? Man, he was running through batteries like crazy. You gotta get those rechargeable batteries, man. Gotta get those... that recharges so you can always have fresh. You know, he didn't know it back then. He should have been on it.
I didn't grow up with one of these either.
That's how I did it.
I do remember my family playing with them, my cousins playing with this. Such a cool system, and really, gaming on the go, Super Mario Land 2 is incredible. Link's Awakening, the Pokemon games. There's tons of great experiences to be had on that system.
Yes.
Now, after the Game Boy, of course, we had the Game Boy Color. So I am just going to jump down to here for the moment. So here's my Game Boy Color boxes. I do have the lime and the grape or the purple one.
So I'll admit, I had the original Dandelion, I think it was called, yellow. I have it behind me on my shelf. I sold a complete in box Game Boy Color that I regret selling. It was not the purple one, it was the teal one. I regret it. I sold it at a decent price for what it was, but man, I kind of wish I had it. I wasn't really collecting games as much. I kept my Game Boy, but it was like, to me, it was like an extra. So I was like, it was like an extra system that I rarely play as it is. Do I really need that? So I sold it, but I regret it. I should have kept it. It's not like it's skyrocketed in price or value, but it's like, I think it doubled in price. I want this Pokemon Game Boy Color version. I like this one. I've been on the eBays. I've been on the selling apps, you know, just seeing prices and stuff, and it's still kind of, I don't want to pay over $100 for one of these, but especially with the amount of people that mod, and you never know what's original and what is manufactured parts that have been replaced. So it's like, are you really buying the OG handheld, or are you just buying something that someone has Frankensteined together with new pieces? So it's like I'd want it for sure, but just as like a collector's piece, not as a, you know, I don't know. I don't need it to game. I already have a Dandelion yellow one.
And this is from my friend Kevin and his brothers, his siblings. So I do have the boxes from them, which is really, really nice of them. And I wanted to keep that in my collection, and he wanted me to have them too.
Nice.
After the Game Boy Color, there was the Game Boy Advance, of course.
Yes.
This one went back to the kind of
I have my original
variation.
I have the black one. I don't have the AGS 101, which is the one on the bottom right, the brighter screen they sold after the original one was released. That is more expensive and what a lot of people want. to game on because it's way better, the backlit, as opposed to like it's like front lit, the Game Boy Advance. But yeah, I would definitely get one of those with the brighter screen. The colors that they released for them are not appealing to me, other than that one that they're showing, the it's like a charcoal black or gray or whatever. That's the only one I'd want, because the other colors are like they're pink or like light blue or something. Like, I don't want those really. I'd rather have the original like Game Boy Color colors for the Game Boy Advance if I were to get a brighter screen one.
So this one does have the L and the R buttons, and I really think this design is comfortable, but they redesigned it to look like the Game Boy Advance SP with the clamshell design, but this has no, I repeat, no audio jack.
Yeah, so the Game Boy Advance SP, like it's not fun to play now because I have adult hands, but like you got to remember these are made for kids. So like if you have small hands as a kid, they're fine. But then once you get older, your hands, they're too big for the when you're holding like a Game Boy Advance SP as an adult, you definitely feel a difference because it's like so awkward. But as a kid, it felt okay, you know, because you had smaller hands.
That's such a weird decision from Nintendo. So the ones that I have for the original Game Boy Advance, I do have this one, which is called Glacier, I think, and then Spice Orange, but that's it so far. For the Game Boy Advance SP, I have the black one there, but that's actually an IQ Special Edition. Then I have the Cobalt Blue, I think it's called, and the red one. And then I also have over here the classic NES Limited Edition series. So that one's really quite cool. And I even have a Game Boy rechargeable battery pack. That's for the original Game Boy, though.
Oh.
Around the same time, we had the Game Boy Micro released.
I'll be honest, I have no interest in the Game Boy Micro. I don't know why people bought them at all. They're going up in price like crazy right now for some reason. I don't get it. It's just not... Nothing about it interests me. It doesn't even look like a Nintendo product, like along with the Game Boys. It looks like a totally different product almost, with the like letters on the front and just the shape, and I don't know. But you got to think back then, during this time was the era of like iPods, and everything was getting smaller and smaller, and so you had like the iPod Shuffle and like the Nano, like those days. So like technology was trying to be small, so this is where the Game Boy Micro like was conceptualized, in this era of trying to be smaller. Now it's like trying to get bigger screens essentially, but this is from that era, so that's why kind of this I mean, it definitely didn't sell as well, but that's kind of what they designed it off of. They're trying to like compete in a way with this like type of technology, this like tiny technology. As a kid, I imagine it worked fine with your hands, but I can't imagine even holding that now as an adult. That must be horrible to play on.
This one is factory sealed. I don't want to open it, but I do want to try it out at some point. So I do have another box.
Just get a loose one.
It fell behind back there. For the black, I guess this one's black with a silver box, and there's another one that is the opposite color tone. So I do want to get this and actually have it opened, because I'm terrified to open factory sealed things, especially considering how old they are.
Don't
and how
open
expensive
it.
They're probably worth at this point.
No. Don't open it.
After the Game Boy Advance, we have the Nintendo DS.
That's what I got.
Here is the original Nintendo DS, just the box. I actually don't have the system yet.
I don't have the original DS. Those are too chunky and too weird. I have the DS Lite, the one in the black one that's displayed in the middle there. That's the one I just got today. Just came in the mail.
I have no idea how, but I always thought the the DS Lite was a better variation to get. And then there was the DSi.
It just looks better.
My wife, this one right here. And then we have the DSi XL over here as well, which I got a few years ago at a GameSwap. Maybe it was last year. I really miss GameSwaps. Great for getting a lot of games. So after the DS, you guys probably know we have the Nintendo 3DS. So there's tons of Nintendo 3DS variations. A lot of them. The top two rows are basically all 3DS variations that I have, as well as a lot of variations. So let's go through all of them here. First up, though, I have a DS Lite, which I didn't mention. So this is the Zelda edition of the DS.
In box. I was looking at prices for this. This, like, just that alone is crazy that he has that complete in box. It's expensive. It is, it's expensive to have the original too. A lot of people remake the parts and make them look like the originals, but to have that original with the box, that's crazy.
Lights. This one is very plain. It just has the Triforce here, but it's cool because it's gold.
Yeah.
But here is the first 3DS. The first one that I owned. So many memories. I remember getting this one. Now, I don't play this system very often in 3D. I usually have it turned off, but it is really neat, and it does have additional gameplay components, like in Super Mario 3D Land. It is really neat to play it because some of the levels you actually kind of have to play in 3D. The camera plays tricks with your eyes, especially in those bonus little mini levels. So this one comes with Ocarina of Time 3D. I believe it came with the physical copy, and I do have an unboxing video of all of these, I believe, up.
Nice.
Then we have the Nintendo 3DS XL. So this one here has the Triforce logo, but this one is specific to A Link Between Worlds. It's cool right here how you have the two colors, and even the system is gold, but the inside is black with the Triforce. Looks pretty sweet. 90% larger screens. Then you have the new Nintendo 3DS XL. This is the Majora's Mask edition. This is gorgeous. I really love this one, and I've been getting into Majora's Mask more and more. The depressing game and the overall mood from Majora's Mask is actually way more compelling to me in 2020 than it's ever been before.
The depressing mood. I can kind of feel that. It is kind of a jarring game. Like the if you've never played Majora's Mask, it kind of is, like, in a way, kind of depressing. Like you're fighting against time and you only have so many days to be left alive or whatever. It's kind of weird, but definitely unique. It is a good game. I'll give it that. It's a very good game. All the Zeldas, I mean, to be honest.
Beautiful special edition. There is another one that is available that is, I think, a bit more plain for The Legend of Zelda. That's a 3DS that I don't have yet. After the 3DS, or during the 3DS, we had the 2DS released as well. So here I have the 2DS XL. This is the Hylian Shield Edition. This is my favorite handheld console, I believe, in my collection. It is gorgeous. I love the embossed and the raised pieces on this. It is a fantastic system, especially considering I don't like playing in 3D. It's perfect for what I need. Then the original 2DS system right here. This
that looks so ugly, to be honest.
3D. This one is more matching Link's clothing.
Just the shape of the 2DS, it's pretty ugly. The fact that it's not a clamshell design, like you can't close it, and having the two screens, and the screens aren't the same size, that hurts my OCD. It's just everything about it I don't like. Even though I technically own one, I thrifted it and I paid pennies on the dollar for it, but it's just not. It's like kind of comfortable to play on. It's not ideal in any sense, but I got it to test games, so. But now that I have a DS, I have no need for it. I might just sell it, but well, I can test 3DS games on it, so I might just keep it so I can test games for 3DS games if I want to sell them, but I don't know. Might get rid of it soon.
So it's not gold, it's more brown, almost like the brown from his gloves right here and the green of what he is wearing. I wish it was gold, but it is not. Other 2DSs that I have down here, I have the Super Mario Bros. 2 edition, red and white. Then I have the new Nintendo 2DS XL.
Okay, those I prefer. I would much prefer these. They're actual clamshell. They seem a lot better.
This is the orange one. It almost reminds me of Creamsicle. And we have the black and blue turquoise one as well. These went on sale and they are discontinued, which is crazy, but it makes sense because the Switch is being so popular.
Yeah.
I'm just going through anything else that I missed over here. The main thing that I missed down here is the Virtual Boy. This is the box, the instructions, the inserts, the manuals, everything but the console and the controller. I found one locally. I paid, well, it was, I think, $275 US for it. Brought it home, and one of the eyes didn't work, and I was able to return it. And I am still on the hunt for a working Virtual Boy, but I have this in really good condition, and I thought I would just hold on to it, of course. I also have some accessories like the e-reader. That one's factory sealed, but behind it I have some others.
I never had the e-reader.
And I have some other little accessories, like I already mentioned, this rechargeable game battery pack for the Game Boy. This is a carrying case. I have a few carrying cases back there.
I have one of those.
The Nintendo DS Wi-Fi USB connector that is
What? It had a USB connector for the what? What? Huh, interesting.
It's now pretty useless, I think, overall, but it's kind of neat to have that kind of stuff.
That's funny.
So that takes me through every single console. What am I missing? A ton of different variations for handhelds. I would personally like to get into the Game Boy Colors and try and find those. I've been slowly looking for them, as well as picking up 3DS variations when I can find them, and 2DSs and DSs, but there's just so many out there.
Yeah, he might have gotten my teal one, if I had to guess. We'll do N64 and GameCube games, and that's it. We'll call it there. Just to send it off here. Because, I mean, we don't need to go through all the games. That's crazy. Pokemon collection, that'd be cool to see. Other than that, I don't need to know the plushes or the table. I mean, this is a very long video, so we'll start with N64 boxes here.
Next up is the N64. My childhood with all these boxes, so cool. So these boxes are neat because the 4 different sides have 4 different colors on them. So what I mean by that for Banjo-Kazooie, what a great game. Probably better than Mario 64, but a lot of people wouldn't agree with me. But honestly, so much better in a lot of gameplay mechanics. So
that is a bold statement,
box,
sir.
Then green, then red, and then blue. So
that is a very bold statement, saying that Banjo-Kazooie is better than Super Mario 64. Wow, he's probably got flamed in the comments for that.
at least have 3 different variations of ways to show it where it always still says the game title, this side doesn't. So I always put the green side face out because it's Christmas right now, but it's just such a good game. GoldenEye, how did I not mention that one already? And 1080 and Beetle Adventure Racing, almost every single one of these is so good to me. Banjo-Tooie, Blast Corps, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Diddy Kong, Donkey Kong 64, already right here with GoldenEye included. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games made by Rareware, I believe. That is crazy. I'm pretty sure, yes, Blast Corps is Rareware. They dominated the console and then they just fallen off. So it's great to have Banjo-Kazooie and Smash Brothers.
Nice.
This is a Gauntlet Legends special edition that has one of the figurines, which is one of the rarer ones that's released on the Nintendo 64. And
Came
I
with
really
a
need to
figurine.
mention Conker's Bad Fur Day. Such a mature, great game on the system. Diddy Kong Racing. This might be better than Mario Kart. Again, I don't know how many people.
Okay? That was that's the nope. I don't know. I don't think this guy deserves this collection, saying something like that. How dare you say that Diddy Kong Racing is better than Mario Kart? Sir, you need to check yourself before you get wrecked by me.
Would agree with that statement. I like Mario Kart better personally.
Okay, thank God. Okay, good. I was gonna say, but okay, he took it back.
But honestly, we need to give more of a chance to Diddy Kong Racing.
No, we don't.
Donkey Kong 64. I don't know how great this game is playing it in 2020. The collectathon is huge. It's a little bit cumbersome, but honestly, it's so nostalgic. It's so fun. Then we have Harvest Moon was my childhood. I'm really sad what happened with that entire series. Harvest Moon games now are not the same way they were because it has changed hands. Story of Seasons is the games that you want to get now instead of Harvest Moon because, like I said, different developer now. And then we have Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Love this box set. I had it growing up, and then someone helped send that to me. If you were the one that sent this to me, I just forget your name. Thank you so much. Then we have Mario Golf and Mario Tennis. Love these games. I loved Mario Tennis growing up so much. Everyone's like, you can't beat me in Mario Tennis. And then I play you, and then we'll see what happens. But Mario Golf is one that I didn't play enough in my
Subtle
childhood.
flex.
I've been playing that more in my adulthood. Mega Man 64, most recent game that I got on the Nintendo 64. The box and the manual here. Mickey Speedway USA, another game made by Rareware. They made 3 racing games on the system. Diddy Kong, this, I think, and then Mickey Speedway USA, I think they made that one as well. Just want to check if this is a Rareware game. Yes, it is. Wow, they made 3 racing games. Yeah, this one, sorry. 3.
Wow.
2 racing games. Diddy Kong Racing and Mickey's. They didn't make Beetle Adventure Racing. That's the one I always confuse myself with. Over here, there's not many RPGs on the
Pokemon
system,
Snap.
so Ogre Battle is probably your best bet. Or
He's got the big box there, the Pokemon Stadium. That's good. It's kind of rare.
One of your best bets in the system. It's a bit rare, though. Pokemon Snap, can't wait for this game to come out on the Switch. Perfect Dark, I didn't mention that, but this game's definitely better to me than GoldenEye. Just GoldenEye is more nostalgic, but Perfect Dark has more settings and bots and multiplayer. Then you have this Pokemon Stadium games. Love that you can also play Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow on your big screen. Quest 64, an RPG you don't want to get for the Nintendo 64, probably. Snowboard Kids, I have Snowboard Kids 1, but not 2. The Star Wars games, really, really fantastic on...
So the only N64 game that I was able to find from the thrift was at the Goodwill bins. I have it on the shelf behind me. But it is Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I have this box, the manual, and the game in it. It's inexpensive. It's like probably the least expensive N64 game or something, but it's still cool to find. It's still cool. It still looks good, you know, on a shelf. It still looks pretty good. I mean, if I were to have my choice, it would probably be something like this or something like this, but you know, can't pick and choose. It's all good.
On the system, I'm surprised how many games they got on Star Wars on the N64, but Star Fox 64 Big Box Edition is where it's at, just like the Big Box Edition for Pokemon Stadium. Love this game. I love it so much that I got
the
it
Rumble
before
Pack.
I even owned a Nintendo 64. Crazy,
Wow.
Crazy good. Then we have the Tony Hawk Pro Skater Trilogy. Love playing through that, even with Jordan to this day. We still play through that all the time. Turok Trilogy, his other favorite trilogy, probably on the system. And then we have Wave Race and Yoshi's Story. Wave Race was a launch game, if I'm not mistaken. And Yoshi's Story is so wonderfully replayable, but such a strange game that you gotta try it to believe it. Next up is the Nintendo Gamecube. I collected so many Gamecube games this year, you might be able to tell that I don't have any more room on these shelves, especially with the big box editions and all the Mario parties removed from this, basically.
I want my shelf to just be the bottom. I want this entire just shelf. I just want this front one. N64 and GameCube as collecting. I don't care about anything else. Just give me all these, especially GameCube, but I'll take them both.
So let's go through some of the greatest GameCube games of all time.
Let's hear it. Okay, let's hear his favorite of all time. Let's see.
I do have some here that are a bit of a dud, but they might just be a really good deal that I got locally or something that I wanted to try out. But my idea here is to get the top 100, but I believe I'm over 100 GameCube games already. Okay, so games that showed out to me. 1080 Avalanche.
I played that. That was fun.
Animal Crossing, of course.
I still have yet to get that, but I want to try
It's
it.
the N64 version, I guess, ported to the GameCube, kind of. Baten Kaitos.
Have not played.
I played Eternal Wings and The Lost Ocean, but the prequel, but it came out second, was Baten Kaitos Origins. I do have that factory sealed over there. Great card-playing RPG games. The Batman Rise of Sinshu. I
Did not play it. It's cool to have a big box of it.
think that's how you pronounce it. The big box edition with the lithograph. Then you have Beyond Good and Evil. So good, even though
That's on my list, but I've never
it
played
was
it.
re-released. The Bomberman games, Crazy Taxi. We
Never played 'em.
have, I think, Def Jam, Fight for New York, I need to mention. We have Def Jam Vendetta, but the Fight for New York is the more expensive one. Some of
play
the Disney
those.
sports games, I have football and skateboarding, but I
Dude, those are extremely rare, actually. Those Disney sports, football and I think basketball, they were only, from what I understand, they were only for Blockbuster, like, displays to show. But those are the especially right now, they're up there in the like $750 to like $1,000+ complete.
I don't have soccer or basketball yet.
Oh, he doesn't have basketball. I know basketball is really expensive, but
The Donkey Konga games are all kind of really interesting on the system, but we didn't get a normal release Donkey Kong game here because Miyamoto likes new gameplay mechanics rather than giving us what we really want sometimes. Then we have Eternal Darkness, excellent hidden gem on the system.
I want to play
Fire
that.
Emblem Path of Radiance, one of the more expensive ones. F-Zero.
Yes. No, well, compared to the Disney games, not as much, but yeah, Fire Emblem now, I think it's like 350, maybe around that price range on GameCube?
The Harry Potter games, the original one went way up in value. I only have the third and the fourth ones, Prisoner of Azkaban and Goblet of Fire so far. Gauntlet. I didn't talk about Gauntlet enough, but honestly, this multiplayer game and on the GameCube is so wicked to play with friends. Goblin Commander, a game that's really expensive only on the GameCube for some reason. Harvest Moon Trilogy, I remember playing through these quite a bit, especially Magical Melody. Ikaruga, that was re-released on the Switch, I believe. Killer 7, fantastic. Kirby Air Ride, great racing game as well.
That was
Lost
fun, I remember
Kingdoms
that.
1 and 2, pretty expensive overall. Then we have Luigi's Mansion. It's
That is classic game. I have it myself.
really hard to find this one with the black label for some reason for me.
What is my... I just want to check really quick. Mine is not the black label. Mine is the player's choice. Mine's the player's choice, so I can see what he's saying. It must be rare to find the black label. Essentially, player's choice is the re-release. Black label, what you see most of his games on the bottom. It's not yellow. The player's choice will be a yellow background to the Nintendo GameCube on the bottom part of the case, but the black label is the first release, so that is it's technically more collectible. It makes no difference in the game itself. It's literally just the color, and it's the fact that it was a later release. But collectors love the black label of this and the PlayStation games because it's the first release, so it's not a re-release.
For me anyways. Mario Golf. The Mario Party Big Boxes, Mario Tennis, Mario Superstar Baseball, Mario Strikers is later on, I think, because of alphabetical reasons.
Yeah, I had Strikers and Tennis. I didn't have the Mario Parties.
But I really, really like these games. I think they're a really fun multiplayer, exactly what I think of when I think of Nintendo.
They are fun, yeah.
The Mega Man games here are great, but not as good to me as the Metroid games on this system. They're
those are on
not
my
really
list.
always for me, but the Metroid series is fantastic, atmospheric, and you feel so isolated while playing it. Then the Need for Speed games, I got these recently
Yes,
because
I
I
have,
grew up on Need for Speed Carbon.
I have Most Wanted.
Love playing Need for Speed Carbon and Most Wanted.
Yes,
Then down here we have
it's
Need
fun.
for Speed Underground 1 and 2 as well.
I had Underground 2, if I remember correctly.
Some of the Pac-Man games, Phantasy Star. I do not have Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 Plus yet. I would like to get that. The Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2,
Oh, I want to get
on the
Pikmin.
system, and probably the most expensive, well, definitely the most expensive GameCube game I have, is Pokemon Box, Ruby, and Sapphire.
Oh my god, he has the box. I didn't realize. Yo, technically not even a game, but it's over $1,500 complete. That game alone. It's not even a game. It's like a storage for Ruby and Sapphire from Game Boy Advance games. You can store your Pokemon on it, basically on this disc, on the GameCube. So it's technically not even a game, but it's so rare that it's so expensive. It's over $1,500. That's crazy that he has it. Hopefully he kept it by now, but
I've done a top most expensive GameCube games that I have in my collection.
Yes.
GameCube prices are crazy video.
yeah.
Then the normal Pokemon Colosseum, but also the bonus disc for Jirachi. I believe that's what that one is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Prince of Persia, honestly fantastic on the system. All the Resident Evil games, I just finished that off recently. I got Code Veronica was the hardest one for me to find. I think
Wow.
that one's probably the most expensive one too, but
Yeah,
Resident
it's
Evil 2
the
is pretty
rarest,
expensive
I
as well.
think.
4 is the best though. Resident Evil 4 is the best one out of those. Skies of Arcadia Legends, another pickup from this year that I've been wanting to get for a decade. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, so nostalgic to me, even on the GameCube. And the Sonic Gems collection and Sonic Heroes and Mega Collection and Riders and all of that. Shadow the Hedgehog should be here as well, somewhere earlier, right there. Awesome.
Nice.
Finishing off the GameCube, I should mention first Soul Calibur 2, just because Link is a playable character. That's
Does he not have Mario Kart Double Dash? Why is that not? Why? Where's the... Is it? It must be somewhere else. I'm gonna assume it's somewhere else in some other part of his collection. There's no way he can't have Mario Kart Double Dash, Super Mario Sunshine, Zelda Wind Waker. It's probably on that shelf. I think I saw it was the Zeldas. I think I saw earlier when he was showing the handhelds. It was above the handhelds, but But yeah, there's no way. Mario Kart Double Dash. Come on, dude. Better have that.
It's really neat. Spy Hunter. No idea why I like this game on the GameCube so much. The Spyro games are pretty good. Definitely if you like 3D kind of games. Star Fox. I love Star Fox, but
nice.
Not as much on the GameCube.
I had Adventures. I'm pretty sure I had Star Fox Adventures as a kid. I don't have it now. I had SSX. Those snowboarding games were so fun. I was into it. I was into skateboarding and snowboarding as a kid. I had Go-Go Hyper Grind as a kid, and it wasn't worth what it's worth today. It was not. I sold it as a kid. That is a big regret that I didn't keep that game. That game now is worth like $300, $400, $500 now, used, like complete. I regret selling it. It's fun. It's like a fun, weird, like different skating game. I remember looking up the cheat codes for it. It was fun. I had the Tony Hawk's, like he's going to go through the Tony Hawk's and the Underground, the Tony Hawk Undergrounds, the skating games. I had all of them. I had that and the Go-Go Hyper Grind. Man, I regret. That's the one game I regret selling the most. Just because it's worth the most. That's the only reason.
Star Fox Adventures, though, my wife and I both played through it. It is
one day. One day I'll buy it back. One day when it's not so hot.
Where it feels like Legend of Zelda Light, I should call it. And the flying missions are not nearly as good as I wanted. Same thing with Star Fox Assault. Pretty good, though. The Star Wars games on the GameCube, there's more. I don't have all of them yet. I don't think I have the second Lego Star Wars, but those are a lot of fun. Collectathons. Super Mario Strikers, one of my favorite multiplayer games on the GameCube. That one, you can body check people into electrified fences with Mario power-ups. Classic. Awesome gameplay. I like it more on the GameCube because the Wii edition of that game, Super Mario Strikers, I think, charged. You can score way too many goals on one play. Super Monkey Ball, fantastic.
Classic. I remember going to my friend's house to play Super Monkey Ball. It was so hard, but that's what made it so fun. Like, it was an actual, like, seriously challenging kids game. I was surprised when I played it the first time, and my friend was really good at it because he had it and he'd like played through all of it and got really good. But then as I went over and played it myself, I was like, whoa. I was like, this game is really hard. Especially with the camera angle and the tilting and stuff. It was fun. It was crazy.
I actually got into the multiplayer experience with those recently with my wife and her best friend. That was really fun. The TAC games, I don't know if I should keep these or not. A lot of you are saying definitely try them out, but I haven't quite yet. Tales of Symphonia, that one has not increased in value really that much, but it is a fantastic game. Time Splitters games are really good too. They're kind of like the GoldenEye games of the GameCube. The Tony Hawk games, there's so many of them. I would probably prefer Tony Hawk 4 over everything. Once you could kind of get off the board and roam around the level, it felt a little bit strange to me. Beautiful Joe games, definitely worth picking up. Kind of hidden gems, but a lot of people do know about them. And then the Wario games are pretty good. Wave Race, another game I have factory sealed in the other room. 13, wow. I think that's how you call it, not XIII. And then Zoids was something that a lot of people told me to get. Nintendo collecting, what's that? Oh, the face reveal. If you haven't seen the face reveal video, it is up on YouTube as part of the 100,000 celebration. And then the freeloader disc allows you to play games from other regions.
It's crazy, but it's really cool to see. Really fun, really cool. I appreciate it. From Nintendo Collecting. Hey there, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more of my content, feel free to subscribe. If you want to see even more content, I film all of my videos live on my Twitch channel. Feel free to click the first link in the description. Be sure to follow my Twitch channel and know exactly when I go live. Interact with me live on stream, as well as other people in chat, and see a look behind the scenes on every video that I film. Thank you so much. Bye!